welcome to Blades and Banners, a Tales of the Valiant actual play set in the Eberron campaign world. Colin, what happened last time?
We got in a fight, and we won it. We met up with some characters that we definitely don't know and helped them while they were under attack. As their airship had crashed, we befriended them. They're whatever. They're NPCs. They'll be gone. But we helped them fix their ship and decided that they are going to assist us with our travels and take us to where we are headed, the graves, to reclaim a relic for definitely not Mr. Spooky. We also got an opportunity to hear Ellie speak with a fire elemental and get just the lightest bit of surface scratching on what's going on there. That's our episode, I think. Did I miss anything? We won.
No, I think that's true.
Eric wasn't here, so we handled it really smoothly. The fight went exactly according to plan. The ship's in exactly as good a state as it was when we started the episode, so...
It's true.
Break a leg, Eric.
As far as you know.
Hope the show's going great.
Don't with the as far as you know, would you not?
Right. What ship?
We didn't get a meanwhile, so I think we're okay for now.
Oh, right.
Why would you think that?
Because I really want a meanwhile. Those are my favorite things.
It's because I haven't run the one shot where Eric has to defend the ship from hordes of undead.
Right.
It's okay. Now we know how to design a ship. We'll do better the second time.
Okay, but
Yes.
Aggie, hello?
She can
Very
swim,
important
right?
friend on the ship.
She can swim.
Right.
Okay then. So we ended with you all aboard the Wildcat, camping on the deck at the invitation of Malcolm, the captain. And the night passes quietly. You are untroubled because you are hovering 20 or so feet off the ground, and so are safe from anything that might come creeping along the ground. So come morning, there is a simple breakfast as Malcolm and Donabella eat some of their rations and offer to share. Malcolm has some tea that he offers as part of breakfast, yeah. Well,
Really like pancakes. Do you like pancakes?
Pancakes are awesome. My mom makes the best pancakes on the planet.
Oh.
Truly the planet.
Yes.
What makes them better?
They taste better.
Oh. Is it love? Is her secret ingredient love?
You can't cook with love.
I don't know how
my
you
mom said she
quantify
cooked with
that.
love all the time.
Maybe it's a gnome thing.
Maybe.
Where would you even keep that? In the pantry?
Oh no, it's in your heart.
Okay.
What? Has your mom sent us cupcakes with her heart? Like bits of her heart in them?
Not literal bits of her heart.
Oh. Okay.
That's
a
not how
metaphor.
gnomes work.
Oh. So Heina has grabbed her notebook and has written things and then scratched out and then written more and then scratched out as this conversation is going on. And then she puts the notebook back away.
Although there are some theories, and Ellie Wise goes off on a tangent of some creature that can take apart pieces of its heart and still survive.
As she is, Finian looks to Malcolm and goes, I've grown quite a bit more patience recently. Is your last join in the fun, or is this a conversation amongst equals here of curiosity?
Oh, I have also learned patience in recent years. Taking your heart out sounds like something that would happen in Thelanis.
Yes, it does.
Have you
gonna
been
go
to
with you.
Thalanis?
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
I have a friend who lives there.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, she's a super fae or something like that.
Wow.
A super fae?
Yeah,
As in more Fae than the rest of the Fae.
yeah. But some of the other fae, there are also, I think, fae that are more fae. It's really still kind of confusing. We took a class on it and did a field trip to the Grove, but I don't really understand how all of that's connected to itself. But anyway, she's got her own little place there.
Well, is it nice? I mean, I'd say it sounds nice, but I don't know. Is it one of those?
It's really nice if you're invited.
Oh, okay.
It seems like it's really bad if you're not.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a
That
great
does.
rule.
How do you get invited?
Oh, that's a good question.
River invites you.
Oh. Just like a river?
No.
Okay.
River's a person, or she used to be River, and then she's now she's the keeper. I don't know. It's all still like people in the Feywild change differently than people outside the Feywild.
I have heard that, but I've not met them before.
I've been on a lot of quests.
That's really cool. If we could ever get invited to
Mhm.
the Feywild or Thalanis, that would just be absolutely amazing. And I don't know how to meet a river, but if that does come up sometime, I would like to very much. Please, thank you.
Yes, please, me too.
You got to go through the right tree.
Oh,
How do you find the right tree? Do you
yeah.
have to be
What does it
invited?
look like?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in our yard
Oh,
at the school.
Finian chewing looks sideways at Malcolm.
Rather shockingly, absolutely none of this is made up. It's a very
Clarifies nothing for me.
strange school.
I mean,
Do you
yeah. Go ahead,
do you
because
have
I'm excited.
do you have to be invited to the school?
Yeah, that.
Sort of. It used to just be for certain people, and then we started letting more people in. It's still pretty small.
Do you ever put on performances?
We got a band.
Whoa.
Is that-
Oh, wow. Well,
Is that what you meant? Like music?
yes,
I mean,
music.
sort of. We got a band. It's more like I got a band, and sometimes we play at the school.
Really? What do you play?
Oh, I'm singer.
I don't know how long you guys are going to be around, but I really like you immediately, and if we could, if we were close to each other, I wouldn't mind visiting you or having you come. Well, I guess I can't say you. I want to invite you to hang out with us because I'd have to ask the other people. But
Me
I
too.
would
I'm
like
in.
more. Oh yeah, okay.
We sail out of Stormreach mostly.
Oh,
So-
that's not close.
No.
No, this is a longer than usual haul for us. And
Oh.
Well, if you come back this way, you should let us know.
Yes.
If we come back by this mountainside on Nine Bay?
A ride
Or
grin from
around
Finian.
here.
All right.
The islands.
No, right. There's just a lot of the islands, and I have encountered you in the wilderness, but I do not know where you are from.
Oh, we're from
So
7th.
Yeah, not
There we
this
go.
wilderness.
Right.
But if you were here, we could get here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will keep in mind that if we are ever in the vicinity of 7th, there are friendly faces there.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be making Donabella a scarf, so that's a good reason to come. And you can
They'll
have
need to
some-
come pick it up.
Yeah. And gnome heart cupcakes. And you know, if you like shows, we'll be putting on a show too at some point.
Ooh.
You all are in a band?
No.
No, not yet. It's not going to be a band. I like to put shows together, and we're gonna. I'm writing a play. There's going to be some music in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's it about?
I don't know yet. I haven't told the rest of them. I don't know yet. I just want them to be a part of it first.
I thought you were writing it.
I am.
She
but I
says,
mean,
dropping into a whisper in imitation.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm writing it in my head. It's going to be an adventure. I have some ideas. People becoming friends is going to be a part of it, and a notion of home.
Adventuring's really good for friend making.
That was not my experience before, but it's definitely very different now. And I used to adventure with air quotes with her big paws. I didn't really get to make any friends. This is a much better type of adventuring now, for sure.
Yeah, you gotta find the right people to adventure with.
Yes. And I think I found them, but I think if I let them know that, they're gonna get scared. So, just don't tell them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aren't they sitting right here?
They seem to not listen to me a lot, so I think we're safe.
That drops Finian's grin just a little.
Well, not
Okay.
hear me. I may have used the wrong word. I think I may have used the wrong word. I'm still learning. I'm
My
a
mom
mole.
often says that listening and hearing are different.
Yes, okay. Well, I'd really like to meet your mom and eat some of her food and have her tell me about words.
She knows a lot of them. Anyway, yeah. If you're ever in Stormreach,
Okay. Writes it down on her notebook.
oh well. Being as we're functional again, I guess I will get us underway. Get you onto your destination a little bit quicker than you'd have managed on foot, and then we'll head on out of here.
Much appreciated for the help.
Much obliged to you, and this is I think perhaps genuinely the least I can do in terms of repayment is to go an hour or so out of my way. So, I'll get us moving. And Malcolm stands up and heads back to the helm, goes into the housing, and the ship very soon with a louder crackle as the air elemental puts the ship in motion and begins heading north over the rugged landscape, moving at a speed far exceeding what you guys would have been able to manage on foot, of course.
So Heina would like to check on Sam, make sure. Sorry.
Yeah. Sure. You go down into the hold. At one end, there is basically a huge pile of old blankets and tarps and pelts and things. And you can see in a few places where it's old pelts that the fur is all stood up on end. And under a fold of the blankets, you can see one electric blue glittering eye looking out at you.
Dying. I'm sorry. Hi, Sam. Hello. Just, I can't remember if you can understand me. I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I hope you're feeling better after yesterday. Sorry about our confusion there. And I guess Sahina would maybe put her hand out.
Make a roll of animal handling.
Ooh.
Mm.
Okay. I didn't get my die out. Okay, it's okay. Relax, Mia. We're just going to do it on the thing. Here we go. Oh, are we serious?
Ooh wee.
That is a natural one for the people in the audience.
Ooh wee. Ooh.
You put your hand out, and there's a shuffle as Sam retreats deeper into the pile of stuff, and the eye disappears as the fabric shifts down, covering it.
Okay, sorry. So sorry. Take care. And Sohina backs away, and then at the door turns around, not wanting to turn her back to Sam too soon.
Okay. Yeah, you clamber up into the hole, out of the hold.
I'm so sad. I am genuinely sad.
Yeah, that went so on brand for Sahina and so sad for Mia.
That's exactly it.
Oh, the challenge of roleplay.
Mm-hmm.
Finian.
Oi.
So is this a time that we talk up Leshderga? He said that Mal said that this was the literal least he could do. And so that kind of sounds like maybe he owes us something. And so do we then pass that IOU to Leshderga and that's how we continue to help her? Oh, well, if Leshderga asks anything of you, you say yes.
Right, I see where you're coming from, and it's definitely the right line of thinking. I think that the best way that we should play this is you're definitely right about formally informing them of who we're affiliated with. As for passing on a debt, this feels like an opportunity for us to be an example of Leshderga's generosity, and to say that helping was what we were here for, as we're not the villains, which is what we're doing currently, fighting the appearance of villainy with our name attached to it. And you're on the right path with y'all inviting them to be cordial with us should they ever be back around. This is what we call opening the lines of communication.
Ooh.
So I see where you're headed there.
Open communication.
Sure, it's a thing.
I'm gonna give Colin a luck point for the pronunciation of lines.
Yep. Yep.
You're quite welcome, Philip.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, we're not scripted. I make up my own lines.
And I didn't know where the rest of that sentence was going. All right. So it does take just a couple of hours, and so it's not even noon when Malcolm, who's consulted your map and worked out where he's going, brings the wildcat down to another low hover, and below you can see the slopes lead up to a rocky hill where you can see some, probably at the distance that he's brought you down, the noticeable thing is that there are some standing stones on the hill that seem to be the landmark. And you recall very nice and helpful notes on Kalis's map indicating that there were standing stones around the cairns.
Well, appreciate you again. Pleasure.
Yeah, it was real nice meeting you all, and I appreciate your help with the ship, in addition to with the monsters. Donabella has gone over. She comes up holding a big bundle and hooks it onto the gunnel of the ship and throws, and a big long rope ladder unravels its way down to just above the ground. Good meeting you.
Oh, no. I just wanted to say before we get off the time that we were traveling, Sohina was sitting, like looking out, a little forlorn, but she was working on something. She was carving a piece of wood. I just want that to have been shared. That she's okay.
Cool.
As the other said, Mal, if you find yourself near 7th, feel free to call upon the Coral Fang. It's been a pleasure.
Well, always good to have a safe port of call in the principalities.
Well, cheers.
Ellie Wise runs to the stairs and just goes, "Bye, Lucy." Runs back.
Okay. And you all climb down?
Hop off.
Anything else?
No, I was just gonna say. Sohina says, "Bye, Mal, bye, Donabella," and then yells, "Bye, Sam," and jumps.
Okay. So you guys clamber down the ladder and to the grass below. And as the ship rises up, the ladder is being hauled back up. And pretty soon the Wildcat is rising and heading off towards the north.
Well then, back to what we were originally setting out for.
Boy,
They were very nice. I liked them.
Yeah, yes, me too. It was really lucky we found them.
Well, they found us. Probably luckier for them. Now, she said they had it, but never too much help, right?
Right.
I mean, manticores are big. I do not think she had it, but I would not say that to her.
That's tactful of you there.
Thank you. I'm trying.
So, good farm. Looking around, we were instructed to look for the largest of these. Is there an obvious, grand poobah grave?
So you make your way up to the top of the slope at the foot of the Central Mountains, and there is a cluster of large cairns. What you're looking at are several. At this point, being very old, they're grass covered and overgrown, and so they look more like big, just big humps in the ground. You can still see some of the original rocks that were used to form them sticking out in a few places. But they're surrounded by a collection of standing stones, monoliths like Stonehenge kind of things, and each cairn seems to be arranged, in a rough semicircle around one very large one in the center, which is clearly the largest one here.
Then heading in that direction, I would like to tap my eye patch with detect magic.
Okay. You definitely detect that there is magic on the. There's some magic to every one of the cairns. The aura is probably more intense on the central one, as well as on the standing stones. But what you are looking at is pretty clearly very, very old. It doesn't necessarily correspond to a spell you're familiar with. It is clearly some sort of very old enchantment is on this place.
Well, I don't know what it is, but there is very old magic in this place, amongst all the stones. And without getting my hands on it physically, I can't really give us any more of a heads up for anything than that. Is there a preferred approach from you ladies?
I like to stay back, so that's always my preferred approach. I don't know if that's helpful.
Well, walking straight up and touching something that's magic I don't understand feels alien to me.
I could do it.
Sure. And that would tell us if there were dangers to the magic.
Old magic can be very strong magic.
So I've heard. I've no experience with magic of this sort. Is there anything on the stones? Any inscription? Any runes?
Would you like to make an investigation check to investigate stones?
Love to. It's a 15.
So yes, there are glyphs carved into the stones. With a 15, you get two things out of this. One is these the carvings and the glyphs are elvish, and they seem to have something to do with the moons of Eberron.
I relay that information, as I am again in alien magic here.
Can I roll an Arcana? To see if I can find out anything about the type of magic here. I imagine sort of Ellie-wise just like sitting in the grass and feeling the grass. Just trying to get a sense of the place.
Sure.
Wow.
19.
So sitting here and feeling the hum of the magic, Finian is absolutely right. It's very old. The enchantments here are old enough that they have kind of become a part of just the nature of this place. so that it's no longer like someone has placed an enchantment here that is overriding or subduing the natural order. It's either the way it was done or simply the ancientry of it. It has just sunk in and has become a part of this landscape. The nature of it seems to be that the enchantment laid here. One thing you notice is that none of the cairns have like a door or anything. They appear to just be mounds. And with a 19, you gather that the ability to open one of these cairns is what the magic is about. I will also say with having rolled a 19, just the way you described it as sitting there in the grass, as you're just sitting there and feeling, as you're running your hand through the long grass, your hand comes upon something seemingly inorganic, and pulls out of a tussock of grass a small metallic figure that looks like a really finely done in silver, a little figure of a deer. It's very clearly very old. It's tarnished and everything, and you kind of rub away some of the tarnish and can see the silver underneath. It's clearly been here for a long time. But yeah, you find that as you are running your fingers through the grass.
Ooh. I show y'all what I found.
So any idea on the approach, knowing there's moons?
Knowing there's what? Sorry.
I'm sorry, I assumed Ellie relayed.
It was just the word you said, knowing
moons.
there's...
Yeah, I just couldn't hear you.
Sorry. Moons?
Moons.
What do we know about moons?
Just
How
off the bat,
long
it's
have you
common
been
knowledge.
looking at that, Ellie Wise? Have you been looking at it for an hour, do you think?
Oh, that's a great question.
Just off the what you would know just as a baseline is that Eberron has 12 moons. If you are proficient in history, you know that supposedly in the truly mythic past, Eberron had a 13th moon that was destroyed in some sort of cataclysm a very long time ago. But that Eberron currently, and has for as long as there are records, had only 12 moons. And that on any given night, most of them are visible in the night sky.
That is one bright night sky.
Eberron also has rings, so yes, the night sky of Eberron is very colorful.
Sounds miserable.
How many cairns are here? Am I saying that word right?
Mm-hmm.
Cairns?
Yep, cairns. Yeah, there are 5 cairns here.
Okay. It's not an hour. It is a minute, Mia.
Oh my goodness,
So
is it?
Just it is.
I feel like you have definitely been looking at that for a minute. Just to...
I don't know what's happening in a minute.
We both took the scrutinous talent or skill feature. And what that does is if we have been examining something for a minute, we can ask our DM anything and the DM has to answer honestly.
It's true.
The fact that you guys basically took a skill that is monkey's paw is crazy to me. Do you not know Philip? These are going to be horribly true answers. I've been doing this for years.
Yeah, true.
It is. It is hard to know what question to ask, though.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am open to groupthink here.
Not from this guy. Nope. These are consequences I will deal with, but I will not answer for the creation of. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, frankly, we both have it. So after that minute, if you want to hand it over to Sahina, we could potentially have two questions.
Right.
It's true.
Player-wise, I'm so sorry if this is frustrating for the audience. I'm just not sure the route to take to get the answers we need.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just took this? Is this new to y'all?
No.
I've used it before.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I used it when we got when we were on the Traveler's Gift, when we were hearing the voices in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you can ask your GM one question about the item and they must answer truthfully. So I would ask something like, is the deer a key to opening the cairns? Something like that. I don't know.
You would? Philip sitting there awaiting the official use of a question.
Well, I mean, this is your question. I mean,
I wouldn't ask yes/no questions, though.
Oh, I'm so used to asking yes/no questions. Oh no.
They are not bad. I like leaving them open-ended for better and for worse. I understand the consequences of that. Is it? I mean, is it just cheating to ask? How do I open the big cairn?
No, that was my first question. So if it's cheating, then we're both cheaters.
I would not say that the big cairn. What is let's see. Hang on. Let me look at the wording of this. I would not necessarily categorize the big cairn as an item.
That makes sense. I'm not fighting you on it.
No, I know.
I will, just for fun. I'm not really committed to it. I just for sport.
An object for fine or hit. Okay, so when you spend 1 minute or longer examining an object for fine or hidden details, you can ask your GM one question about the item, and they must answer truthfully. I would say you. I mean, you can ask that question. I would say you can ask that question.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm asking it.
Okay. All right.
How do I open the cairn? This one. That one.
The moons have to be right.
All right.
I really thought the item in question was the little deer figurine, and so I was waiting for the question about the deer figurine. That's what.
Finian would tap his eye patch again and use X-ray to look into the ground of the cairn.
How much material of what kind blocks your X-ray vision?
This was the one that surprised you the first time we used it, so I will.
I do hand it to
this.
Mia. I heard your question. I'm passing it to you.
Thanks.
Where did it go off my sheet? Augment. It's not showing on my sheet right now. Hold on.
While he's looking for that, can I just declare that I'm looking at the stones?
Sure.
Cool.
This is the first time I have used it in a while.
It is weird. I'm not finding it.
It's not on my sheet here.
Just a heads up, if you just Google the word scrutinous, Google does not know that you're asking about the talent and tales of the Valiant. You have to include that information.
That is, I mean, that makes a certain amount of sense here.
Can't believe
So
I don't have it bookmarked on the player's manual. I'm looking through the Discord for where you shared it.
Mia, what is the thing you were looking at?
I'm looking at the deer figurine.
Okay. I would say it's probably been a minute. Would you like to ask a question about the deer figurine?
Yes. How does, instead of asking a yes/no question,
don't make me discourage you from asking questions you would ask.
No.
So sorry.
No, because you made it clear that Philip can just say, I can say, is it important? And Philip can say yes, and then I'm nowhere closer to really getting extra information. So I'm glad you said that. So I'd like to know how does the deer fit into the opening of the cairns?
It doesn't.
God dang it. I knew it's not the right question. Thank you.
The ability to see through solid material within 30 feet. Solid items within that radius appear transparent, can penetrate 1 foot of stone or up to 3 foot of wood or dirt.
Okay. So the stone here is thick enough that you do not see the interior of the cairn.
Okay. Well, feels like it's the right time to do the other thing that I do best. Right, so we're in agreement. We need to simply get up on here and see how things work, yeah?
We do.
Finian is going to approach the large stone.
The cairn?
The cairn.
Okay.
And start touching, seeing if there's an area that has like a source of the magic, trying to use the eyes of the maker, learning the magic and how it works.
Okay, so you begin feeling your way around the cairn. You can make an investigation or an arcana check. And Ellie-wise, you've been looking at the stone for a minute. What is your question about the standing stone?
You said that it has Elvish on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do any of us speak Elvish or read Elvish?
No.
I do
don't
not.
know.
Sorry, yeah. Team?
No.
I do not know.
Excellent. Okay.
That will give me a 14. using a luck die.
So there doesn't, what you discover is that there doesn't seem to be a source of the magic here. It seems that the magic is simply everywhere. The enchantment that is laid here that is hiding how to get into the cairn is everywhere. It's not a series of component enchantments. It is one big enchantment over this whole space.
Can I player question?
Mm-hmm.
There were 5 cairns.
Mm-hmm.
And how many standing stones were there? I'm sorry.
There are a total of 8 standing stones.
Right. Okay. So that, given that there are ideally or supposed to be 13 moons, we've got 5 cairns and 8 standing stones.
Great question. Yeah, that's
thinking that this is just me talking to the group, thinking about how solving might happen.
Can we see a correlation between the placement of the cairns and standing stones and the moons? Obviously, we only have 12 right now, but
I'm sorry. Is that your question about the stone, or are you wanting to make a roll about that?
I want to make a roll about that.
Okay, that would be nature, I think.
I would like that very much.
I didn't figure that was a bad one for a druid.
Well, joke's on you.
Right. It is a bad roll, though. 10.
Other than the numbers, you can't see any
Grounded.
particular.
I'm going to use grounded for that one. Nature, I don't like failing, so I'm going to re-roll that.
Yes.
Because I can.
You're small.
Oh, no, are you kidding?
Please.
That's
I
crazy
rolled the
work.
exact same thing.
The exact same roll.
Is it possible for me to inspire
Not
Ellie
after
Wise?
the fact. Yeah, you can absolutely inspire otherwise. You can't do it. Like, it won't affect that roll.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's painful.
It is. You do still have a question about the standing stone, though.
I do. What's it say?
Okay. Interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to narrative how this can happen.
Right? I can ask a different question because that is
No.
I don't speak Elvish.
I think probably what this is that Ellie Wise, we've established, is a bit of a conspiracy theorist. And people who are really obsessive about conspiracy theory are usually very good at finding pattern, even when there isn't one, but are good at finding patterns.
Do you have a conspiracy theory about conspiracy theorists? Is that what just happened, Philip?
I don't think so, because I don't think that conspiracy theorists are conspiring to be good at finding patterns. I think it's just goes along with the personality profile. So I think, in spite of the fact that you can't read the script, you're very good at pattern recognition, and probably have done some, inventing of your own secret codes and decoding things and that kind of thing. So while you can't read the words, you are able to kind of follow around the story And as you are moving around the stones, what you work out is that these stones are telling the story of the occupants of these graves. And you see a lot of very, very, you've seen Elvish writing before. This is certainly Elvish writing, but there's a lot of runic work as well that's a little bit more like pictographs, and so following that, you see a story progressing around these 8 standing stones of an elven dynasty, of a seemingly of immense power, and then of a conspiracy to bring them down. And you see battle of elves and murder of elves against other elves. You see dragons in the sky and ruin and destruction, that all sort of just flows through your mind as you look at the runes and glyphs. And then you see elves, you see ships and a flight into exile, and coming ashore, and what seems to be a story of brief settlement, almost kind of in a sort of like, to use a real world example, kind of a Roanoke story of this settlement that's here, and then some sort of catastrophe has fallen upon them, and the story seems to be of the last survivors of that settlement, creating this place as a final resting place for themselves.
That's fantastic. So many theories of what got them.
Of what got who?
The elves that settled here, and why their settlement didn't last very long. But these are like the last survivors. Yeah.
Did you just?
That is.
Did you just read that, or?
Well, sort of. I filled in some of the things that I couldn't figure out with just, what I have heard a lot, and like common stories. You go someplace, lots of people go missing, death, ruin, then people disappear. It happens a lot.
It does.
I guess.
Yeah. It does. All right. So we've an elvish settlement that's not any longer, and we've moons. What are we doing?
And this deer.
And a deer. All right.
Can I roll on the deer?
Sure.
I
just lay it down on the grass, and it should be pretty easy.
Can't stand it. Can't stand it.
I hate that you did that. I want to know if Ellie Wise knows any like stories or lore or significance of like silver deer, moons, elves.
Sounds like history to me.
It does sound like history.
Be a whole lot cooler if it
Or
were
religion, I guess.
Whoa.
Nope.
Hey.
Sounds like history.
History worked.
Sounds like
history's
history.
great. 19.
Sounds like history.
So let's see. With 19 history, this perhaps tracks. There are stories. Being a druid, this seems reasonable that you would know this. There are stories of elves who form a bond of reverence with nature spirits, with animal spirits, rather than worshiping gods or something like that, or ancestors or anything like that. And in some cases have very deep druidic traditions in which some elven druids in some parts of the world will spend decades living in animal shape rather than just transforming occasionally to for convenience sake. But what you would guess is that this probably was placed here as a sort of votive offering, by almost like this might be a place of pilgrimage.
What size
and
are
she
the...
communicates that.
Got it. What size are the stones that are around?
The standing stones are probably about 12 feet tall.
Okay. Got it.
And big. Like they not mobile.
They're not going anywhere. Got it.
And can I roll perception or investigation? I've been looking at these stones. I read the story. I want to know if I'm missing like the fine line in which there's a secret lever.
Okay, sure.
For 16.
16. So you don't think that there is a mechanical way to open the cairn. I mean, you could attempt to like dig it open, like you could attempt to pull the rocks apart and everything like that. You don't know whether that would work or not, but you don't think there's like, this is the sort of thing where you put your hand in the right place and a door opens.
Did I detect magic on the stones themselves specifically, or was that also just caught up in the aura of magic?
It's caught up in the aura of magic here.
Okay.
I would like to give Ellie Wise bardic inspiration, because
she keeps failing.
Because she keeps doing she's doing a lot of the investigating and thinking, and I would like her to have that.
Sure. That's reasonable.
Thank you.
Ellie Wise, you got this.
I feel like I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there. Knowing about the moons and that there's an order here, Finian is going to start walking between the stones and just running his hand along them, trying to parse out order. If it's a magic imbued object, I will learn how to use it. If there's any way that the stone is manipulated in this environment.
Make for me an Arcana check with advantage.
Natural 20 on the advantage for a 26.
So at
Nice.
first, it's at a loss because this is not artifice. This is something very different from how you think of magic. It's like I don't know, artifice. I always kind of think of it as somewhat equivalent to programming. If you arrange the magic in the right way, the predictable thing will happen. And this is more like aligning your chakra. And so it takes a minute, but once you kind of get how to think about it, you realize that it's deceptively simple. At a certain point, when the moons are out, the shadows of these rocks will align in an appropriate way. At which point, there will be something that can be done to cause the cairn to open.
And knowing, before I relay this information, as I'm having my epiphany here, knowing what I do as a sailor, do I have an estimation of shadows falling tonight?
Yeah, you think there are enough moons in the sky that this is there's probably a window for this most nights.
Okay, then that information will be relayed that it's not a trick, might be a trap, but it would appear as though best I can figure we've to do is wait and find ourselves what the exact witching hour in the night is for this particular window of being able to affect the area.
I've also realized, as I was just explaining this, that I gave a slightly an unintentionally deceptive answer to a scrutinous question earlier about the deer figurine. The deer figurine is not a key, but when I said it doesn't play a role in opening the cairn, that's probably wrong. You have the impression that the deer figurine or something like it is an offering.
Oh, okay.
It's not necessarily specifically the deer figurine, but
Yep.
that it was at some point used in this fashion.
Thank you.
I'll lead Ellie to her epiphany there and be explaining the shadows, the moon, and my suspicions of the alignment while I'm walking in the projected path of where the shadows of the moon on the stones will go.
That's Sahina's, though.
Sahina, got it. So I didn't remember who had the epiphany. My computer exploded.
Okay. Oh, so do you? Okay. Now, so do you think that can we reuse the deer, or do we have to possibly use something that is important to us?
Well, we have time, so I think we should either make something or add to the deer while we wait. Could I add to the deer? Would that be okay?
Fine by me.
So,
I've not got a thing that's really precious to me except just the one, so I don't think I'm going to be setting that down.
If that doesn't work, I'm able to, I can whip something up. I can make I've got the Tinker Dealy Bob, which allows me to, for goodness sake, Tinker Tools.
to tinker.
Yes, it allows me to create a figurine that will last only for about an hour. I'm sorry, I'm not finding it, but
Cool.
that's the general idea.
Mhm. Cool. So you guys settle in to wait for the night. And as the hours go by, what is Ellywise doing to the deer?
She is pulling out trinkets from her braid and weaving them onto the
Nice.
deer. So
Cool.
she's pulled out a bead and she's pulled out a feather, and she has taken some of her own hair and a little bit of like straw that was in there to sort of weave them into a cord to attach to the deer. These different trinkets that she has.
Cool. And what is the figure that Sohina is creating?
I would think that Sohina would be creating a little a mini Aggie and Sam figurine.
Awesome.
I love
That's
it.
delightful. So as you guys are working, the sun slowly sinks, and as darkness makes its way into the world, you are now sitting beneath the dome of the sky with the ring of Sybaris as this golden arc across the sky, sort of Milky Way like, and gradually the different moons start to appear, golden and green and silver and red, and as they make their way, you sort of watch as very slowly, only really noticeable as over time, as the shadows gradually move. And it's weird because it's not like, maybe you've done this, maybe you've watched this before, but it's not like watching shadows move with the sun, where they move sort of concentrically, because there are different points of light in the sky. The shadows are shifting kind of weird and individually.
Wow.
And in some cases kind of cast extra shadows. But finally at about 1 a.m, the 8 shadows all converge on the central tomb, as the brightest moons are sort of formed into this ring in the sky above. And as they do, there is a fluttering and a white gold drake floats down out of the sky and alights on the grass near, before the tomb. This creature has a long, sinuous, pale body, and its wings they don't look like butterfly wings, but they are like connected all along the body in the same way that butterfly wings are, and so fan out when the arms are outstretched. And it lands, folds its wings, and crouches on its legs and looks expectantly at the visitors.
Ellywise sets the deer down
Okay.
at its feet.
And Sohina also?
I was thinking of waiting to see if that worked, because I didn't want to step on Ellywise's toes, but
Up to you. If you would wait, that's fine.
I don't know. No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Okay. So it looks down at the deer on its cord, and there's sort of this pool of moonlight around it as it sits on the ground looking, and then it looks up at the three of you, and then spreads its wings and leaps into the sky. And as you watch it go, when you look back, there is a dark opening in the front of the cairn.
Nice.
And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Well done, Ellie. Good deer. Nicely deered.
Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this. If you'd like to get in touch with any of these lovely people, you can find links to all the things they do in the description below, along with links to our Discord, where you can chat with us. You can also let us know what you think down in comments below, and we greatly appreciate any buttons you might push while you're down there. New episodes of Blades and Banners drop on Mondays, and we, more or less occasionally have a Q&A called The Ship's Log on Fridays. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.